Okay, so I'm going to hand over now to Susie Aldis from the General Teaching Council for Scotland, who is going to share a little bit more about what this looks like with regard to the professional standards. Over to you, Susie.
Thanks, Kirsten, and hi everybody. I'm Susie Aldis. I'm a Teaching Standards Education Officer with the General Teaching Council for Scotland, and I'm pleased to speak to you tonight at this LfS Connect session on the rights of the child and learning for sustainability, and very much putting that within the context of our professional standards for teachers. And Kirsten's going to do the slides for me. So next slide, please, Kirsten. Thank you. Oh, and one more. Thank you very much. So last July, as I'm sure a lot of you will know, the UNCRC Incorporation Scotland Act came into force. So the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child legislation is now a part of Scots law. And it's a significant milestone in Scotland's commitment to children's rights. This is an area that is already deeply embedded within GTC Scotland professional standards and our values as educators. So the UNCRC Incorporation is building upon the existing positive work of teachers and lecturers across Scotland. And it's highlighting the importance of providing education that meets the needs of all children, ensuring access to quality education, and increasing the emphasis on teaching young people about their rights and incorporating these principles into the curriculum. Next slide, please, Kirsten. I know that a lot of you will already be aware of the principles of the UNCRC, particularly through the UNICEF UK Rights Respecting School Award, which I know Kate will keep me right, she's the expert here, but I believe around 83% of schools in Scotland are currently engaged in the award. And Rights Respecting School Awards very much aligned with both our professional values and Scotland's commitment to a rights-based education. I was very fortunate to be a member of staff at a Gold Rights Respecting Award status school prior to UNCRC incorporation, and saw how pupils and staff were working together to imagine and develop an inclusive, equitable school environment. And at that time, I was lucky enough to be involved in both Rights Respecting School and Learning for Sustainability initiatives, and I could really see the synergies between the two areas. Rights Respecting School, of course, focuses on children's rights, and LfS promotes sustainability of people, planet and prosperity, and as such, the two are intrinsically linked. Next slide, please, Kirsten. So we know that that intersection of climate, sustainability and children's rights is an urgent global mission. Climate change disproportionately affects children, and UNICEF have highlighted that nearly 1 billion children are at extremely high risk of climate impact from things such as floods, droughts and heat waves. Climate disaster also affects education deeply. It disrupts school education, it displaces children. And in the face of climate change, schools all around the world have a vital role in protecting children's rights. Climate education is something that should be embedded across the curriculum, empowering young people to understand and act on environmental issues. And most importantly, children should be actively involved in shaping climate solutions and school responses that affect their futures. This, of course, resonates strongly with our professional standards, which talk about the importance of having a deep connection to the natural world and understanding the significance of the choices we make now and in the future. And the next slide, please, Kirsten. So as we reflect on the role of educators in addressing both the climate crisis and the rights of children, it's important to ground our thinking in the professional standards for teachers in Scotland. These standards are not just a framework for competence, but they're a shared language of our values and our ethical commitment. In particular, the professional values section of the standards outlines what it means to be socially just in our work as educators, embracing global educational and social values of sustainability, equality, equity and justice, and recognising children's rights. And I love how that's all together in the same sentence. Respecting the rights of all learners, as outlined in the United Nations Conventions on the Rights of the Child, and their entitlement to be included in decisions regarding their learning experiences and of all aspects of their well-being developed and supported. And also demonstrating a commitment to engaging learners in real-world issues to enhance learning experiences and outcomes and to encourage learning our way to a better future. And I'm sure a lot of these principles are ones that strongly resonate with you. And the next slide, please, Kirsten. These values are, of course, especially relevant now as we're facing the challenges of climate change and embracing a growing global movement for children's rights. They encourage us not only to teach about sustainability and justice, but to live those values in our classrooms and school communities. They ask us to see learners not just as recipients of knowledge, but as participants in shaping a fairer, more sustainable world. When brought together, RRS and LfS create a dynamic synergy, each strengthening the other. And LfS is that lens that we look through to understand the world, to shape our values, to choose our actions. And this helps us to achieve that aim of ensuring that the rights of the child are not just acknowledged, but meaningfully upheld in every aspect of school life. So thank you for listening to me talking about professional standards. I'll now hand over to Kate Vickers, who's with us today from UNICEF UK. And Kate was responsible for both rights respecting school and learning for sustainability remits as a practicing teacher before joining UNICEF UK, and is well placed to talk more about what this synergy between RRS and LfS can look like in practice. So back to you first, Kirsten, and then over to Kate. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Susie, for setting the scene there in terms of how this is a part of who we are as educators, part of who we are as teachers. It's something that we weave across our practice. It's at the very core and essence of our being in the classroom and the way we interact with young people. And I think certainly your words have really resonated with me, and I'm sure I speak for others here tonight when I say that.